we should have the conviction that Krishna will give us protection. The problem is that we are not convinced that Krishna will give me protection. Our conviction that Krishna will give protection is very weak. Am I right? You devotees have faith that Krishna will give you protection, you come to the temple, you chant. But there's so many people who don't have that same faith. They may be telling you, hey, why are you so foolish spending time doing Java? Better if you do something else, isn't it? So, how do we make our conviction that Krishna will give us protection? Krishna has many names. One of Krishna's names is Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala means he is the protector of his devotees. Then Krishna also tells Arjuna to declare to the world that my devotee will never perish. So how do we really understand that Krishna will give protection? On the battle of Kurukshetra, that famous pastime, the battle had gone on for so many days and the Pandavas were all still alive. So Duryodhana went to Bhisma Dev, the great warrior, and said, I think you're being too soft on your nephews. How is it the battle's gone on for so many days and none of them are even injured? They're not even bleeding. They don't even have a cut. In a war, you really want to strike the enemy, isn't it? So, Bhisma Dev said, he was a Kshatriya. Even though he had a soft heart with the Pandavas, his integrity was being questioned. So he made 5 sharp arrows that he was going to go use the next day. The battle of Kurukshetra was not like the present day wars. The present day wars are inhuman wars. You bomb any time, you throw a bomb, you don't know whether you're going to kill the culprit or the innocent. Many times the bomb falls half a kilometer away. It's a funny war. But the battle of Kurukshetra was, if you want to call it in simple language, a gentleman's war. The two sides would fight in the daytime, and in the evening they would sit together and eat. And in the morning they would go back to their respective positions. Isn't that amazing? Have you heard of such a war in today's world? No. So, Bhisma Dev had made 5 sharp arrows, and he hid it that he was going to use the next morning. And before the battle started, as you know, Krishna had declared that he would not take part in the battle. So Bhisma Dev, on the one hand, he was fighting valiantly because he was being chastised by Duryodhana. But on the other hand, Bhisma Dev also wanted to show to the world that Krishna is so attached to his devotees that even if Krishna has to break his promise, he'll break his promise but protect his devotee. So, Bhisma Dev had prepared these 5 sharp arrows, and these arrows were very powerful. Krishna knew that these arrows are used the next day in battle, the Pandavas would all die. So Krishna told Arjuna, these 5 arrows are located in this place. So Arjuna stole them in the night. And Bhisma Dev, when he went in the morning to look for the arrows were not there. So Bhisma Dev knew that nobody could have done this. Nobody knew where he had hidden except Krishna. So he decided to fight in anger. But then Krishna broke his promise and rescued the Pandavas and Arjuna. So Krishna is the protector of his devotees. This doesn't mean that the devotee doesn't make an effort to protect himself. But the point is that Krishna protects his devotees, and there's so many examples on this point. So one of the third point in surrendering, or the principle of surrender, is to accept the principle of that Krishna will give me protection. If I give my time to chant Hare Krishna, if I give my life to read the books and serve the Lord in addition to do my doing my professional duties. This will not go in vain. And our faith that Krishna will give me protection will become stronger as you practice. Just like they say, practice makes a man perfect, isn't it? The more you practice an instrument, the better you can play it. The more you practice your profession, the more expert you become, isn't it? So similarly, practice makes a man perfect. And the more you practice devotional service, the more you practice the art of chanting, reading, etc., the greater will be your realization that Krishna will give me protection.